Hello, and thank you for stopping by Gems and Jewels. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button for future and older DIY projects. If you've seen me before, welcome back. Today I'm excited to share with you on how we made these candle holders out of a pallet storage shelf, as well as some mirrored paper and Jenga blocks. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I am honored that you are here. I really appreciate you, and have a wonderful day.
So for the first step in this project, I'm taking the wood crate shelf. As you can see, there's an opening. It's the perfect shape for this project. So what I did was I held it upside down the way I'm going to utilize it, with the opening face down, traced something that would fit the opening onto the foam board. Foam board doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to fit. I did it a little bit bigger than this so it could be glued inside, because it has to fit the inside of the crate. Like how this wood crate shelf, I purchased this at Hobby Lobby for $6. See, that fits perfect. Turn it around so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the gems onto this paper, or onto this board, and I'm going to glue the board inside, and that's the very first step. So we'll just get this out of the way. And these pretty little gems were $8. I also got those at Hobby Lobby. And these are just like a silver sphere-like diamond-shaped things. I'll leave everything in the description box. So I'm going to take a paintbrush, and I'm going to take a little bit of super glue because I ran out of Mod Podge and didn't realize that. So I'm going to take a little bit of school glue. I'm going to take a little bit of super glue and just put some gems on here. Remember, you don't have to get too far to the edge because you're going to be gluing that onto the shelf. Okay, so now we've got glue on with paintbrush, and take some of these gems. And just kind of dab these on here. Okay, now I'm going to take these little mirror tiles, little square mirror tiles, and I'm going to start to arrange those, because even though I have these Dollar Tree mirrors that are going to go on the side, there's going to be some of the edge. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and place these how I want them. And that can cover up my edge. Here, let me do it the other way. See, and then when I put these on here, this edge will be covered. Okay, so now we're going to glue on these larger mirrors. There's 4 feet on the back. Make sure to take the feet off before you glue these on. Makes it a lot easier. All these little guys are adhered to my box. It's going to take time, obviously, for them to dry. But I just wanted to make sure that you take the feet off before you glue them on. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to this just to hold it down. And all I'm doing is bringing it to the edge. I'm using my Gorilla Glue and my hot glue. Okay, so I cut my mirrored paper to size for time, and I'm just going to attempt to put it in the right spot. Okay, and then I have a square that I cut. Okay, now let's glue the inside of our bling here. And I'm just going to throw some hot glue on here. Okay, so we have one mirror strip on the front. And now we're going to put the other one on top. To start with the candle holders, I took the Jenga Blocks, and the small ones are going to have 2 sets of 10. So what I did was I took the Jenga Blocks and I glued 3 of them. I glued the fat part on top of each one. And then I had my set of 3, my other set of 3, my next set of 3. And then I took the fat part and I glued everything to that. And then for the big one, that's going to be 16 total. And I did that the same way, 3 sets, and then I would glue them. I glued them to the top, and I just kept stacking. I used hot glue for that. And then, like I said, the bottom, just use the fat side and glued everything to that. And then once that was ready to go, just to give it an extra coverage, just in case anything were to show, because there's all these cracks, I'm using this Apple Barrel Jet Black acrylic paint. This you can purchase at Walmart for, I don't know, what is it, like 75 cents, I think. So just a craft paint. I'm going to use a regular brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cover this. So after the Jenga pieces have dried, it's time to apply paper. I purchased this from Hobby Lobby, Crinkle charcoal. And I'm estimating we're going to need approximately 2 sheets. But I'm not done yet. I will leave everything in the description box just to be accurate. So, for the little ones, I cut the 4 different strips. And then did a strip on each side, the front. So far, this is what it looks like. So for a neater look, for me, it's easier if I just use a brush, some E6000, go down the middle of it, and just pat it on a little bit. And I just do little spots at a time. That's what helps me control it. And then I just line up these little confettis. So for the next part of the project, we're going to take 2 8x10 frames. I bought these at the Dollar Tree. Just take the tabs off. And you're not going to be using the back or the glass. And these come apart generally pretty easily. You can get them to come off. What we want is the actual frame. Two from the frame that are the tall ones, and then the smaller sections, you're going to need 4. So there's going to be 2 of these on each candle holder. And then your mirrored paper, and we're going to put those on here. And I'm going to do this with all of them until they're all covered with mirrored paper. So the paper is lined up. So just kind of find the crease of the frame part and just following the crease. And I'm just going to repeat this process with every one of them until they're all nice and snug on there. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush and my E6000 and just going to coat it on here. And then I'm going to take a few beads of glue. A little bit of hot glue in here. go in the middle of the mirror. And we just hold that there for a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to place the top of the candle holders on here. These I got in the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, in the food section where the storage containers and glasses and things are. It's just a little dessert dish. We're going to be using that. So we're going to put a little E6000 around it. And some hot glue. And the tricky part is to make sure it's straight. Especially when you're so close to it. So just hold that for a couple of seconds.
Thanks again for watching.